Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. We are on FTB Revelations playing some modded Minecraft, and I am just sitting out here by this lovely campfire in my little campsite that I have set up. You can see I have a little bedroll over there, and I made myself a little bit of a tent. You know, it's not a fancy one, but it's pretty good. And if you notice, I'm also sitting on a little stump here by the fire. Because, you know, I thought for a campground, that'd be pretty appropriate. But anyway, so let's get started, and I will show you what I've been working on. First thing, I added a mod to the pack, which is really cool, and it's called Little Tiles. And it's kind of like Chisels and Bits. I think it's called Chisels and Bits or Chisel and Bits. I have to say, I feel like this mod is a little bit easier to use. I heard some people saying that it was not as easy to use as Chisel and Bits, but I haven't found that quite the case. I did make this little bedroll, and as you can see, it's nighttime, and check it out. It is actually a bed. So we're going to sleep out here under our tent. Lovely morning. And also added a mod called Custom NPCs, and Custom NPCs is pretty cool. It adds a couple of neat things. So if I just look here, I can say at custom, and basically it gives you, you know, there's a magic wand that you can use for creating NPCs, and there's all of these other different things. This is basically the setup tool. And then you can clone your NPC. Like you can make a bunch of you know, maybe travelers or a guard or a follower. It's really cool. One of the things that I don't much like about it is I really wish there was a way to make some crafting recipes for some of this stuff, because unfortunately if I want to use any of it, I'm basically going to have to hop into creative and just gift myself one of these items. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably figure out for myself what I think these are worth. But anyway, so yeah, I might be doing a little bit of that stuff. The campfire is one of the things that's added by an add-on mod for custom NPCs. And again, no crafting recipe, so I just had to give it to myself. But I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to just make a little campsite out here. At the middle of the last episode, which was our crossover vanilla to modded episode, it was getting dark and we made a little hidey hole, and I have done a little bit of work to our hidey hole over here. This is where we spawned in, so this is basically our spawn area, and I put a tree here, put some podzol, excuse me, some coarse dirt around these mossy cobbles that I harvested up from the surrounding area. And check this out, super secret base entrance. Whoop, what's going on? There we go. So this is actually a trap door, okay, and I think it's called a sneaky trap door, and it's really cool because when you put it down, it actually mimics the blocks around it. So let's head down into the little hidey hole. I've got some rusty ladders here from Malice's Doors, which is another mod that I added. And here's a reinforced door from Malice's Doors. So this is like a little ante-room in our secret hidey hole base. And very secure door. Has a cool animation with the little thing there. I like the door frame also. It's really neat. And here we go. We've got some chisel going on for the what do you call it, the connected textures for the walls and the floor, and then for the ceiling it's another chisel. This is all, believe it or not, this is all cobblestone. This is chiseled cobblestone. This is chiseled cobblestone. So there's really so much you can do with the mods in these packs to make builds and places just look absolutely fantastic. So the smelter may look a little bit different from last episode. I actually did expand it out. It was a little bit too small, and instead of raising it up, I actually expanded it as well down into the floor. a little bit down there, you can see we've got some molten obsidian right there on the top. But I got some materials ready. I've got some iron, and I've got some bronze, and I've got some obsidian. And I want to make some of this new Tinker's Constructs Armory add-on armor. So here's a preview. Now, I don't have any pants on here, but if you look in my menu, I actually do have some armor. I made some long fall boots. These are actually pretty cheap. It's 2 iron, 2 diamonds, and 2 obsidian, and these long fall boots actually negate your fall damage completely, which is really cool. And they're going to work out good for something else we're going to take a look at. But right now I've just got some cheeseoid iron armor, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we need for that. So I went ahead and I've got all these little cast up here, one for the helmet core and one for the boots core, armor plating, armor trim, chest plate, and leggings. And here what we're going to do is I'm going to make the base of everything out of iron. So we'll just make sure we have molten iron selected in here, and I'm going to pour a cast for that. I'm not sure exactly how many ingots it takes. We'll let that cool. And I added a wooden hopper and a crate down here, so anything that is put into our casting table, the hopper will pull out immediately and put into the cast. So there you can see our helmet core. So the next thing I'll do is I'll put in the chest plate, and we'll cast that up. And while that's doing that, let me just check. I want to show you guys some other cool stuff. So they do have in here a mod called Iron Backpacks, and it is pretty cool. It adds these upgradable backpacks, and the recipe for the upgrades are very similar to iron chests. But there used to be a lot more functionality to these things, and you used to be able to wear them, and it would actually you could quick access it with a shortcut key, and you can't do that anymore. So what I did was I added another mod that's actually called, let me make sure I say it right, it's V0ID ID. It's called Void's Smart Backpacks, and these backpacks actually do what the iron backpacks used to do. They're tiered, so you can start off with a basic, and then you can go to the advanced, reinforced I think first, and then advanced, and then all the way up to the ultimate backpack. So it's an upgradable system, but you've got all of these little modifiers that allow you to do different things. You can auto craft items that come into the backpack. You can have there's a magnet upgrade that'll collect items for you and put them right into the backpack. There is a feeding upgrade, so if you have food in the backpack, it'll feed you. And there's just all kinds of different things you can do with this. But one of the things that I really like, and I don't know if you noticed it earlier, but check this out. It actually renders the backpack on you, which is really cool. If I hit, I believe it's Shift B, I can take the backpack off, and then if I do it again, I can put it right back on. And then I have it set to my F key if I want to, and I'm using the second tier, which is the reinforced backpack, and you can see you get just a bit larger than a normal inventory, and that's the backpack button. And then over here is your upgrade tab. If you click that, this is where you can select these upgrades if you make them and put them into the backpack. You can't put a backpack inside of a backpack by default, but there is one called, let me see if I can find it up here. It's called the nesting. That's it. This allows nested backpacks. So now if you do this, you can put backpacks inside of backpacks inside of backpacks, and it's really cool. So you could actually have a backpack filled with different bags and have the little different bags have all your different tools and things like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here with our casting. So I think we got to do pants next, and got to get some nice pants. Now these are not armor. This is not an iron helmet. It's an iron helmet core. you actually do have to put on the plating, and you have to put on a trim in order to build these. So there's our pants, and then the last one that we'll do here is the boots, and we'll go ahead and we'll see, do we have enough iron for that? Oh, it looks like we are just short on iron, so let me grab a couple of more pieces of iron out of here. Let's see, 1 2 3 4. I'll just put 4 in for now, and I said 4, so we'll just drop 4 of those in there. And then what the next thing that we're going to do after that is, for each one of the pieces we have to make a trim and we have to make armor plating. And I was looking in the book, which I have right here, and bronze plates give you the dents, and this actually has your armor last longer whenever it has less durability. So as the durability goes down, it gets stronger and stronger as far as durability wise. And we're going to be using the iron, okay, because it has, you know, we're early game, this is okay to use iron, and it's going to have, you know, decent durability. And then for the trim, we're going to use obsidian. And let's see, where is obsidian? Look back this way. Now I haven't put a lot of energy into looking for at the modifiers just yet, because I want to just get some good armor going at first. So the trim here, your armor lasts longer most of the time, so it actually will help again with the durability. So this armor should be pretty durable. So let's switch over to iron and finish filling that guy up. Now while I'm doing that, I wanted to tell you I've got an ingot cast, so when I'm processing my ores, you know, I can just dump them in up at the top up there. And I put the ingot cast in here, and I don't want to stand here and right click and put ingots every single time. And usually I use one of those clocks from I believe it's Open Blocks. Let me see, clock. Yeah, this guy right here, the redstone clock, excuse me, it's from Extra Utilities 2. I usually use that guy. It's really cheap. It just takes some stone and a redstone torch and some redstone. But I wanted to just, you know, branch out, try something different. And this is a timer from RF Tools, and this is pretty cool. If you set it down, you can actually set the delay, whatever you want it to be. You just type in a number, and 20 ticks is about 1 second, plus or minus a little bit, depending on how fast your game is running. And I also have here, it says pause while redstone is active, and right now you can see it's not operating. If we turn this redstone lever off, you can see up at the top there with our 1 probe, it's counting down, and each time it counts down to 0, it gives a pulse. And that's all we need to automate this smelting setup, which is really cool. Okay, so enough of that. So our cast, we said we want to make out of obsidian, and I hope I have enough obsidian to do that. So there's 1, and that stuff takes a while. 2, and we'll make another one. 3, and can we make one more? Yeah, we can. Plenty in there. Okay, and then the other reason I chose the bronze, besides the durability, is it's pretty cheap right here early game. It's just copper and tin to make the bronze, and we had plenty of copper and tin from a little bit of mining that we were doing. Now speaking of mining, while I'm making those up, I made us an iron hammer, and it uses obsidian, and that's great for mining. But these tools are really slow, and I mentioned in the last episode that the bronze would give you the extra XP, so you use bronze handles for all your tools. I was mistaken. It is actually copper that gives you the well-established trait, and the well-established trait allows you to basically everything you mine you get XP for. So I actually did die once while I was doing some stuff off camera, and I actually did not die to my own fault. It was not my fault. I was actually doing some stuff with Optifine, trying to change some settings, and I was basically right over here, and I was just looking at the trees because I was having a problem with my leaves on the trees, and the game froze. So I had to do a force quit, with the task manager. You have to do that sometimes in modded Minecraft because things don't always go perfectly like you'd like for them to. But when I logged back in, immediately it said you died. So I don't know if I got killed by a mob or if it was just a glitch in the game or what. But yeah, so I do have one death, but that's okay. I did have about 50 levels of XP. And just from a little bit of more mining down in the mines below, I'm already back up to 35. So pretty soon we need to figure out a way to bank our XP. I want to bottle it or liquefy it or do something so that we don't use it. And that is something definitely that we can do in modded Minecraft. So jibber jabber. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a helmet. So let's click on the helmet. We're going to put our helmet in. We've got the core. We need to trim. Okay, and we need armor plating. And that's going to give us an iron helmet. And you can see here it's level clumsy with XP of 0. Tinker's tool leveling does work on this add-on as well, which is pretty cool. So we've got magnetic 2, dense, and durability, which gives us a defense of 15 and a toughness of 1.25. And it has 3 modifiers available, which is really great to start off with. So we'll go ahead and make that, and then we'll make a chest piece as well. Oh, gotta click on chest piece. Gonna make a chest piece. There's our chest piece, and as you put it in, you can actually see it showing you what you're going to look like when you put this stuff on. So it's really cool. I like this. I really like this GUI. Alright, there's the pants. Wow, we're gonna look like a bronze samurai. Look at that. That's really cool looking. Alright, and then we'll get some boots in there. Where are the boots? Where are the boots? Am I losing my mind? Did we not make the boots? We didn't grab them out here. Okay. Alright, last one is going to be the boots. And there we go. We've got some iron boots. And you can see it didn't show us again, but I think what you can do is if you go over here, if you put the armor in here, like so. No, it just does one at a time. Anyway, so let's put this on real quick and see what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and take this off, and we'll put this on. Now, one more thing. As you can see, I did put the helmet on, but it's not showing. Alright, so that's another add-on mod that I put together for this pack, and that one is called Cosmetic Armor Revisited. And the way that it works is pretty cool. If in your inventory you're going to get this little armor over here, it says Cosmetic Armor, and then if we want to, let's say we want it to look like we have our iron boots on, okay? But in actuality, we'll be using our long fall boots, which actually is what we're going to do. You don't get any benefits from this armor over here, but you get the look. It gives you the looks. And let's say we put our helmet over here and we hit this little button to turn it visible. You can put this armor over here. Now we look like a bronze samurai warrior, but if I take these off, you'll notice down here we have no armor. We're actually not wearing armor, so this is purely cosmetic. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll switch it over to the way we had it, which is I'll put this on over here, and then we'll show the boots in cosmetic, and then I'll keep using the long fall boots because those are really awesome. You get no fall damage at all, and we're going to need that. So I think we look okay. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm liking that. Looks like a creeper on my belly there or something. I think we look pretty cool. And we do have a kind of a, our armor rating. We're not diamond armor level, but this stuff does level up, and you can put modifiers, I think, that helps with the defense. And we also have toughness. If you see the little chest plates over on the right above the hunger bar. So we did get toughness from that as well. And then the durability, it looks like 397, 422, 291. That's not too bad. I think we could live with that. Now, I did upgrade all of our tools. They're all iron, and they all have a diamond attached to them, so they're pretty durable as well. And then we've got a little sword over here. This sword's pretty terrible. Okay, and to really get a better sword and to get some better tools, what we're going to need to do is we're going to go into the Nether. And I'd like to go ahead and do that sooner rather than later. But my big plan is I'd like to go and do a little bit of exploring before we go into the Nether. And if we pull up our map here, if you look, there is a city from the Lost Cities mod right over here. Okay, but just south of it, there's a slime island. And then just south of that, there's another slime island. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go do some, we're going to just go and do some exploring through the woods here. All right, and I need to go visit this slime island. I'm not going to go into the city just yet because there are mobs and mob spawners and loots, and it's like a dungeon. So you really want to be kitted out and be ready to go before you go and do that. But if you notice right over here, I don't know if I can zoom in more. Yeah, I can. We actually have another little lost city over here, and I'm going to take that over. I think that's what I want to do. That right there is going to be our starter base. Now, I'm not going to get rid of our little hidey hole over here, a little secret, super secret hidey bunker. But what I would like to do is I'd like to eventually go in here, clear it out, and then take it over. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head off over in this direction, and we'll check out. I'll be back with you when we get over to that slime island, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here's the lost city right over there. And yeah, that's a pretty cool area. We might even have to expand our base out to utilize some areas like this in the future. But right up there is what we're looking for. That's the slime island. So we're going to head over there, and then I'll show you how we're going to get up there. I went over this a little bit in the last episode, but the scaffoldings from IC2 are really awesome. And you can just stand on the bottom and basically build yourself a ladder that goes, oh, I have to get up here, that goes as high up as you have scaffoldings to allow you to. And the way you do that is basically you just stand underneath where you want to go up and kind of judge where you need to place the blocks. So if I just go right over here, oh hey look, there's a deer. Ooh man, might have to go deer hunting sometime. Alright, so as you can see, if I look straight up, I'm actually standing right underneath that block right there. So if we come over here, right there, right here, is basically the corner of that island. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid those slimes that are falling down. And in my backpack, I've got a couple of stacks of the scaffoldings. Let's see, right over here. Are you pushing me? Oh, and there comes the slimes. Speak of the devil. Alright. So we're getting some slime balls, which is great. But that's not all we want to get. So let's go ahead and, where was I? I think we're right here. And I'll just go ahead and remember, you place one down and then you left click, you punch it, and it's going to put them on top of the stack, and then you can just start climbing up. So as quick as you can put them in front of you, you'll be going right up to the top. And then the other really cool thing about these things is we can just go, we've got long fall boots, so we take no fall damage. We can just jump right down, and once we get to the bottom, we can just punch the bottom scaffold, and then that'll take down the whole stack. So it's really cool. I think that's pretty much how the new ones work that are in vanilla. So we went up a little bit higher, but as you can see, we're right here on the edge of the slime island. Oh no! Wow, did you spawn right on the top of that thing? You silly goose. It scared the poo-poo out of me. Alright, so let's grab a shovel and we're going to get digging. I want to get all of this slime that's up here because that's really valuable. We'll be able to use that for lots of different things. And then the other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to harvest up one of these trees here because we want to get the slime saplings. And if they're purple, yeah, that's great. Purple ones have a chance of dropping a purple slime, and you can use that to make night slime armor and things like that. So this is the perfect little one. It's getting ready to be nighttime, so let me go ahead and harvest some of this stuff up, and then I'll sleep. I've got a portable sleeping bag here. I'll do a sleep, and then I'll come right back and I'll show you why we came up here in the first place. All right, be right back. Alright guys, so I've harvested up those trees, and I've got quite a bit of congealed blue slime and congealed green slime, and I've picked up some slimy dirt. Now you have to get some of this dirt if you want to grow these trees. They won't grow on normal dirt, but we got 9 purple saplings, which is fantastic. Now let's take a look real quick. I'm going to plop down a crafting station here, and I'll show you what we're going to make, and that is we're going to make a slime sling. So we need slime balls, congealed slime, and a couple of string, which I believe we have all of that in our inventory right now. Now, can I get the blue one? I wanted the blue one. I don't want the green one. Look, it shows a green one, a blue one, a pink one, a red one, and a orange one. And I really did want to get the blue one. And it shows the different crafting recipe. But it's only going to give me the green one. Alright, well, maybe that's a feature that's not quite implemented. That's fine. So anyway, like I mentioned about the scaffolding, we can knock that down anytime. But one of the things I'd like to show you is how cool this is. Now, don't try this unless you've either got slimy boots, which puts slime on the bottom of your boots, and I'll show you those real quick, because you might have a mod pack that doesn't have the long fall boots. This is a actual separate mod all by itself that came from the portal mod from long ago. But if you look at here, we have the slimy boots, and they are bouncy. You will not get any fall damage if you use those slimy boots, but you do bounce, and some people like that. I can't stand it. I really don't like it at all. So that's why I'm more fond of the other. But this basically is a slingshot that slings you. So if you hold it down like this, you can see it draws back like a bow, and then if I point straight down and let go, it shoots us way up in the air just like that. And you can go way up just like that. Now, that's pretty cool, I guess, if you like that sort of thing. But the other thing is, if you go not straight up but at an angle, check this out. It really will propel you a long distance. Okay, check that out. If I do this a couple of times, we'll probably, well, you got to make sure you're not gonna, don't stand under a tree when you're doing it. But if I do this a couple of times, we'll probably end up right back at our little hidey hole, or at least in the middle of the forest somewhere. So it's really cool. This seems maybe a little bit to me not quite as powerful as they were before. If I don't remember correctly, they seem to be a lot more powerful before. Oh yeah, there we go. So I just needed to get more angle on it. That's all that was. So the more angle, the more momentum you get going in the direction opposite of where you are facing. So basically, if you want to, you can do like this and then turn around, and you can kind of see where you're going. So just have to be a little bit coordinated. And we're done up there for now, so I'm going to knock that out, and you can see all of our scaffoldings have fallen down. and they happen to have fallen into those trees. So what I'll do is I'll use our lumber axe, which is cool because it has a cool property. The lumber axe from Tinker's, if you chop the bottom block of a tree, chops the whole tree down, and you can take advantage of the fast leaf decay and get you a whole tree's worth of wood. And you can harvest some wood and get your scaffolding back all at the same time. So let me work on that real quick, and we'll gather up all of our blocks. And let's see, we've got a couple more up here. Yep. And I think that's about it. And I don't want to deforest the area just because we want to get our scaffoldings back. But check this out. This is really cool too. Look, we have a full inventory. Gooseberries from Pam's Harvest Craft. The trees have a chance, some of the leaves, of bearing fruit. So this is a gooseberry tree. And I believe if you just punch that, you get yourself some gooseberries. Nice little snack. And on my way over here, I noticed something else I was going to mention. And let's see if I can remember where it was. Was it over this way? Over this? Yeah, here it was. This is what it was. Now, a cool thing about a backpack is you can drop off some of your overburdened inventory in there if you need to. Also, cool thing, you don't have to click everything. You can actually click and slide the mouse, which is really cool. And you can drop a bunch of stuff up in your backpack just with one click. So the shaded garden, when you break it, you get random foods. Okay, all different kinds, and they different kinds, so they won't stack. They'll stack with each other. Okay, but we're gonna harvest these up, and that's gonna make it so we get all kinds of ingredients: mushrooms, garlic. We got some cotton, a tea leaf, a turnip, some spice leaf. We got some beans, rhubarb, leeks, and some zucchini. So we have lots of ingredients now to do some cooking. So we might have a cooking episode coming up pretty soon where we look at some Pam's Harvest Craft and some blocks from a mod called Cooking for Blockheads. But we're not doing any of that until we take over this area right over here, because I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over here in the next episode, and we're going to try to take on this little mini dungeon. Now, this is a tiny one. It's a really small one. So it'll be a good example of what we have to face when we go into one of those bigger cities over that way. But I would really like to, I think, make this our base, our beginner base. So when we start progressing through the mods and we get power going, and we want to make a tree farm and things like that, I think that's where we're going to do it, right over there. So, alright guys, that's been enough of me just going on and on and on, all episode long. But I have had a blast. I hope you like the new stuff. I hope you like the new armor. I hope you love the mods. I'm loving the mods. And I hope you'll come back and see me again real soon. I'm see you later, and I'll see you later. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.